Curiosity.
Curiosity to me, it means expansion.
Future.
Future means incredibility.
Invention.
Invention means AI.
Innovation.
To me, innovation means quantum leap.
Opportunity.
Opportunity means I get to.
Creativity.
Spontaneity.
Entrepreneurship.
Wise owl.
Resilience.
Perseverance.
So, folks, you have tuned into TGV and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, the world's only quadrilingual podcast at this moment of recording. And we are trying to embark into multiple languages as we speak. And here we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. And we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host, Navin Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. And thank you so much for tuning in. So, folks, we are joined by Vivienne Kjono. She's an accomplished international entrepreneur and president of Dolphin Imagination. With a Master of Science in International Business from St. Mary's College and a background on Wall Street, she inspires others to live life without limits. Vivienne has authored 2 novels, Royal Crown Betrayal and A Divine Darkness, and created the Spotify podcast, The Heartbeat Launch. Known for her innovative approach, she has successfully closed deals such as franchising TGI Fridays restaurant to Northern Europe and designing silk scarves sold to Nordstrom. And today we are going to have an interesting conversation with her. But before we get into the conversation, here is an exciting twist as always. Let us tickle our guest brain. So Vivienne, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'll mention a few and I would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much. If you are ready, let's get started.
Ready to rock and roll. Thank you for having me on.
I love your energy. Let's rock and roll. Okay, here comes the first word. Curiosity.
Curiosity to me, it means expansion.
Future.
Future means incredibility.
Invention.
Invention means AI.
Innovation.
To me, innovation means quantum leap.
Opportunity.
Opportunity means I get to.
Creativity.
Spontaneity.
Entrepreneurship.
Wise owl.
Resilience.
Perseverance.
Universe.
Cosmo.
And the last one is leadership.
Leadership would go against strength.
Okay, wonderful. I loved all your responses and thank you so much for participating in the first rapid fire round. There is one more rapid fire round towards the end of the episode. And Vivienne, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. Thank you so much for being part of our journey in shaping the careers and lives of millions across the globe. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm here on the West Coast, the wild, wild West Coast here. And I have to say that waking up early in the morning is newness for me, but it's beautiful. I'm usually a night owl, but that's okay. I was excited to get on here and share my thoughts with the world because we all need to be inspired.
Absolutely. That is the whole reason of launching this podcast. And in fact, we are blessed to have people like you joining us all around the world to inspire our audience. And let's begin. So we'll start with your guiding voice. Share with us who is your guiding voice.
It's my creator, the creator of the universe. So I feel that my voice gives me, the divine voice gives me the ability to know my strength and my weaknesses. And it is the goodness of the cosmos. So it would tell us when we are on track and when we're off track in life.
Amazing. Yes? I loved your perspective. Superb. And talk to us about your success mantra, as in share the top 3 things that have contributed to your success so far.
My success is a keen eye. I have a keen eye to opportunity. Again, that goes into intuition, divine intuition. You'll hear me a lot of times say this, but we all have this keen eye within us, and we know what is and what isn't, and a strong belief and call to action. So when I sense a market opportunity, I do it. A lot of us just see it, feel it, and then we go about our lives and we just meditate, but we don't take an action. So call to action is also imperative to get the rocket going. And also an outgoing personality. You have to be a good good communicator. We all have our different styles of communicating. So when I teach my teams how to sell, like present wines in Costco, I don't try to change the individual. I just tell them what the key points are.
I love it.
Yeah.
And Vivienne, also share with us the toughest lessons that you have learned in your entrepreneurial journey.
You can be an opportunist like I am, but you also have to test before jumping into the pond. So that's number one. And I believe mentorship is very important. I didn't have a mentor early in my life, in my 20s or my 30s. And I think if you can align with a mentor, I think that's wonderful. And you should have more than one mentor. One person can't provide everything. So different perspectives is very important because it will give you that wisdom. And Wall Street was a great training ground for me. You have to know when to cut your losses. So we all can do projects, but sometimes we dive into a deep hole and we have to know when to exit.
Yeah, this is also another important attribute. And one thing about the mentorship, right? I think it is essential for us to have mentors because they are going to help us shape our future, right? And again, as you rightly mentioned, it is essential to have more than one mentor because everybody will observe us in a different dimension. Likewise, we will get to know a lot of things, especially our potential can be unleashed. So thanks for sharing that. And let's go to the next one. And can you share an example of an aha moment that led to a successful venture?
Yes, I was working for a big company in Seattle, and I'm not a lawyer, but my master's is in international business, and they hired me to run their international subsidiary. So I was in Scandinavia, which I am from Sweden, and I was there for many different projects. And I sat there and I was trying to sit down to do my expense sheet, and I was watching my money. So I was looking for a restaurant that was casual, where I could sit down with a tablecloth and not be interrupted, not too loud. I couldn't find one. It was either very expensive or it was fast food. So I sat in an expensive restaurant. So I decided my lunch was also going to be my dinner because I had to sit down. And I asked the lady, do you have a casual themed restaurant? They said no. And so then I just thought, oh my God, TGI Friday restaurants. They're all over the United States. I can go in and out. And also it's kind of fun, but it's not too loud unless you go late in the evening. So that was my aha moment. And I sat on that moment for 6 months. In other words, I never called the company in the US to say, hey, I would like to franchise this in Northern Europe, because I thought, well, what happens if they said no to me? So I kind of froze with fear. So entrepreneurs, sometimes we have this robust energy and then we hit emotionally the wall. And so I sat on it. So finally I had a dialogue inside my mind. I said, so what? What if they say no to me? I mean, I'm not going to be hurt about it. I will be disappointed. So I made that call. And the rest is history.
Wonderful. I think that leap of faith assumption and that particular first step is important, right? I think taking that first step is important. Yeah.
Yes, but I think the universe has something to do with it because about half a year before that, I met the CEO of Radisson, the Carlson Group of Industries. And it was an older gentleman, and I met him in New York City at a board meeting. Little did I know that I was going to do business with this group. See? So thoughts are things, and that's very important. You have to be careful about what you think and what you say. So what you believe is what you will achieve.
Super powerful. I love that statement. What you believe is what you achieve, right? Whatever the mind can conceive, I think that can come true. That is what is mentioned in one of the most powerful quotes as well. Awesome. All right. So Vivienne, what strategies do you recommend for turning creative ideas into viable business models?
What strategies? You first have to check your competition. So you can have a great idea because there's no idea under the sun, but it's innovation, how unique you're going to be. For example, like Boss, the sound system, right? You will still see that utilized throughout the world in the cinema, right? Audio is audio, but audio is not audio. So the most important thing to me is to always check your competition. And then after you check your competition, you also have to see what is the capital required to go ahead with the project. So JP Morgan always said that even a bad idea properly funded will go. So you need to always know your competition. It seems so basic, but what happens with the entrepreneurs, we get so excited and we fall in love with our idea. And then we just kind of go like a mad horse down the street. So we need to catch our breath. We assess our competition, understand the capitalization that is required to move ahead. Marketing is very key too. So when I came to the United States and my mother remarried, my stepfather always said, excuse me, marketing, the packaging is what catches the eye. And it doesn't matter if it's a product or a service.
Great, great. And a while ago, you mentioned about Wall Street has taught you a lot of stuff in terms of when to quit, right? So, how did your experience on Wall Street shape your entrepreneurial journey?
Well, I started as an assistant, and I was very bored as an assistant. I was doing everything. So I watched around. I again assessed my environment. It's very important. And then I made good friends because I'm a very good tennis player with corporate finance. And then I got excited about the ability working hard and being rewarded well. So that's what I learned in Wall Street, that if you really apply yourself and align yourself with people who have your best interests, so we create a win-win between two teams, your desires, your goals, and you find, so I was in an office of 60 people, right? And out of 60 people, I found two to three, and they became my allies. And I didn't have an education at the time. I didn't finish college, and they didn't want me to be a broker because we only hire people who have university degree. Well, whatever. I played tennis, and I said, well, I have a deal for you. What if you sponsored me at NYU for 6 months? I'll do my regular job and study. I said, how about it? Let's give it a go. And they said yes. So Wall Street taught me that you have to have laser focus, and you have to align with good allies. And then as you maneuver through that, things will happen. When I say cut your losses is very important, because I could have stayed in my job had I not been innovative, and seen, and even if you're in a dead job, there's opportunities within large companies. So don't think you just have to hop out of the company.
Wonderful, wonderful. And also, let's talk about these TGI Fridays, right? I think I'd like to understand from you, what was the biggest challenge that you faced while franchising, because you have ventured into a new area like Northern Europe, and I am sure it is not an easy thing, right? So how did you overcome the challenges during that journey?
Well, my biggest challenge is I was able to see an opportunity. I was giving a non-exclusive for 1 year, so literally I was competing with TGI's Friday International Department too. But because Scandinavia is such a small region of 25-30 million people, they said, well, we won't concentrate that much on it. So it gave me the opportunity. So when I found the right franchisee, the problem was they said, hey, we love the concept, but it's too expensive for us. And I'm going like, darn it. But one key thing is anchor your relationship. I had such a good relationship with the managing director of Pepe's Pizza, and that was the going concern in Norway. And he called me 6 months later and says, Vivienne, you won't believe this. We just got bought out by the largest business concern in Norway. It was the Oslo Times, which is equal to New York Times. We have money now. We can go ahead and be a franchisee. So they open up the store, and they open the main street called Johan Gaten, which is the main street in Oslo. And we changed our menu by 20% because different cultures have different tastes. And the first 2 years we lost money, but our bar was doing so well, it carried it. And from then, we moved then to Sweden, and we took an old theater and converted it into a restaurant. And it was great. But it shows you that sometimes you think something is really over and done with, but if you have a good relationship with someone, it isn't forever. So I was very lucky that I met this gentleman, and I said, let's keep in contact. And he decided to, and then, it was like literally a miracle. It's like suddenly God comes in and gives you, $10 million. So I'm very happy for Scandinavia. It's extremely successful, and there we go. So hang in there is be smart, cut your losses, but anchor your relationship. If I didn't anchor my relationship in Wall Street, I wouldn't have the education that I had, because I asked for the education. Learn to ask, so you can get.
Great suggestion. And also, I would like to understand from you the significance of maintaining energy and positivity in the entrepreneurial journey.
Well, as I mentioned, it's very natural for entrepreneurs to get very excited about the projects, but also it's important to take breaks. So when I had the aha moment with TGI Fridays, and I had this internal dialogue, well, yes and no, going back and forth, I did take a break. And then I had a breakthrough. I had courage come into me. So courage meaning I could take the no if the no was no. It sounds silly, but you can be seasoned and apprehensive. And as you live more and do more business, you learn to push through to what you believe. Obviously, it was a positive acquisition for the Northern Europe, and it worked out. So that's a good thing. And it's important also to understand the purpose of your project. Why am I doing this? The why in life is very important, because the why is more important than the how. Because if you know the why you're doing something, it will bring you to the how. And the how in life is realigning and fine-tuning your projects, your objectives.
Wonderful. And what inspired you to start this Dolphin Imagination, and how has it evolved over a period of time?
Wonderful question. It's dear to my heart. I love being in the water. I come from Scandinavia. I always live near the water. And dolphins are loyal and they share. That is the symbol of my company. I want to leave a legacy in life besides being a good mother and supporting my family and friends. I want to give back to the community, and the dolphin loves community. They always together, they share, they save people, they save themselves. And imagination to me is what makes life. It is the creative fuel. It makes people do inventions. It makes people create beautiful designs. So those two words synergize each other.
Okay, now let's talk about the risk taking, right? How do you approach risk taking when pursuing new business opportunities? I think this is something what might be revolving around minds of young entrepreneurs and wannabe entrepreneurs as well.
I've gone from Wall Street, to the creative domain. And I have all my credentials in finance. And suddenly you're saying, oh, this woman's going to now think about doing a movie. She's thinking about, well, there are barriers to entry in all industries, and entertainment is incredible. So let me give you the odds of making it in the entertainment business. 10,000, if you want to be an actor, it's 1 in 10,000 your chance of making it, So here I am deciding to write a book. And I decided first to write a book, a fantasy for the age group of 17 to 21, about finding your voice and sharing your God-given talents. So it's between The Lord of the Rings and Avatar. I wrote it with a Disney Plus writer. How did I get there being a nobody, right? Now we're going back to being an entrepreneur. Well, first of all, I got excited about my project. You have to be excited about it. You have to be invested emotionally into it. And you have to be dedicated. And you have to put time into it. I wrote the story, and then a friend of mine introduced me to Literary Agent. From the Literary Agent, I interviewed 6 writers. The lady I chose was Lori Langdon. We collaborated for a bigger story, A Divine Darkness, right? Great mystery, 3 different worlds. A young girl being raised by her grandmother in the town of Sterling on the East Coast, and suddenly her destiny changed. So we all have destinies. I believe in that. We also have choice. So we write it together, and suddenly she gets interviewed by Disney, and the one question they had for her: has anyone ever hired you as a writer? Well, she had 15 years writing successfully, but no one has. That answer gave her the job as a freelancer for Disney for the Villain series. So what I'm saying to entrepreneurs, just based on that, on the writing, is that you have the idea, as you said, but then you have to follow through, be persistent, and somehow things open up for you. There are channels and lanes that open up for you, and you will decide what to do. And thank God for Amazon, right? There's no gatekeeper on Amazon. So then you have to know how to do a pre-launch, pre-sales, and that's the learning curve. So all of us entrepreneurs have to learn, right? So we learn how to do that, and also making a movie. So a friend of mine came up with the script, who was introduced another friend. So the I think it's very important in life because I've been a executive mentor at Seattle University in the graduate program many years ago. But I have a network of friends, and I'm always extending the pebble. So if you throw the pebble in the pond and you see the ripple effect, so for every 6 people you know, that person will know someone who can give you a bridge to success. That is statistically correct. So the entrepreneurs, to be successful is go for it, but go for it realistically too. Pursue it and develop a community with you of people. And then, as I said, you have to see what's viable. So it just hasn't worked out for me, and I think it would work out for other people. I had one student in my class who wrote a program, and he was from Lithuania, a software program. And I said, okay, what is it about? He told me, and I'm not a software person, I made an introduction to Boeing. They bought it. I had one lady who was working and she was in transport, quoting transportation. She said, it's very boring, Vivienne. I want to get out in the world. I want something more exciting. I said, do you speak any languages? She says, no. I said, learn Spanish. Do you like South America, Central America, whatever? And she learned the language. She tracked me down and said she got a fabulous job in Europe.
Superb. Vivienne, also describe your process for identifying and seizing market opportunities.
I have a keen eye for what is it doesn't matter what industry it is. First, you have to like it, or there's no go, because you're going to put, it's like the Shark Tank. You're going to put so much energy and time into it. There's no such thing as a short fix, a short deal. Okay, and I have to assess the market long-term sustainability of it. So I'm going to put my time and money in, or put investors in, is how long is this around for? So, for example, TGI Friday is still there, right? Absolute Vodka. I think everyone's heard of that. Okay. I was in New York City, and my mother told me that a friend of mine became a very good artist in Sweden, and I opened a magazine called Town and Country, very glossy, nice magazine, and they always had the artist of the year. So I had her send me her pictures, and I met the person who was in charge of that, who I didn't get along with. So you don't have to get along with anyone. You can be the United Nations. Our personalities wasn't that great. And I said to him, hey, could you give 15 minutes to this lady? I think she could be a candidate for your program. And it set off her career. So you assess the opportunity, you see if there's a longevity in it, and the financial success of your project will be met if you are into your project and you see longevity in it.
Okay. Now let's double click on the creativity part, right? How does creativity play in your daily business practices? What role does it play?
Well, like I said, I'm a night owl. So by the time my creativity comes between 10 o'clock and 2 in the morning.
Oh.
So I have a pad and a pen next to me. So in the shipping world, we had the Onassis fortune, Ari Onassis, and he was known for always carrying his pad and pen, writing down his ideas. And this gentleman came from nothing, and just by brute desire became a significant entrepreneur in the world. So my creativity comes in the evening. So I think everyone has a different energy flow.
Right. Yeah.
So that's when I do it, and I write it down. Plus, I'm a reader, and so I read everything, and I'm also very visual. And colors also ignite things in my mind. I'm designing a new website. My colors will be turquoise, purple, deep purple, black, and gold. A dash. So colors have auras, right?
Yeah.
What are your trigger points for creativity? Reflection.
Wonderful.
So it's like you meditate. Your meditating hour.
Yep.
Mine's at night. Yeah.
Got it. I think you've got some interesting insights to share, and this has been incredible conversation, and it's time for us to add some more spice and some more fun element to the episode.
Hello, I'm Steve Ahern, one of the judges of the Asia Podcast Awards. I'm interrupting this episode to let you know that you're listening to an award-winning podcast. This podcast won its category in the 2024 Podcast Awards, so you know you're listening to quality. Enjoy your listening experience, and congratulations to the team who created this award-winning podcast for you.
So if you're ready, let's get the second rapid fire round on.
Okay, go ahead. You are so good at this.
Okay. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
Honor and share your gifted talents.
And describe yourself in just one word.
Ferrari.
Ferrari. Wow. Your favorite book.
Atomic Habits by James Clear.
One word to describe your journey.
Incredible.
Most surprising lesson that you have learned.
The most surprising lesson I have learned is to just momentum. Momentum is very important because I feel it's like seize the moment. I think it's an overused word, seize the moment, but momentum. Don't stop your momentum.
Yeah, love it. And then a morning routine must have, or else a night routine must have, since you are a night owl.
I have to have my fresh squeezed orange juice in the morning. It wakes me up and revives me.
And here comes the last one for the second rapid fire. What is one electronic gadget that you like to see or invent yourself?
Instant transport. Beam me up, Scotty, Star Trek. I mean, I want to be able to be a lot of places, but it takes a lot of time to fly. So instant transport. Yeah.
Instant transport, kind of teleportation device. Okay, got it.
You got
awesome.
it.
All right, after that amazing second rapid fire, let's flip back to the mainstream. So, Vivienne, what is your one piece of advice for aspiring entrepreneurs?
Not to be discouraged. You're going to get a lot of no's in life, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. But the best thing with an entrepreneur is get yourselves a couple of mentors and understand that no is the future to the yes. Do not be deterred.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Go ahead.
I want to just leave them that I have made the impossible possible. Because I was dealing with very large multinationals or very innovative entrepreneurial ideas. So again, you have to have that inner belief and just push forward, because when you believe strong enough, there are things in life that come into play that will help you achieve your mission. So to me, I don't like the word goals. It's your mission, or even better is what is your directive in life? If I give you a directive, you feel that energy. A goal is elusive. A directive is, I'm going to get there.
I love it. And I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. It's so fantastic to have you on the show. And how is your experience? How is your experience being hosted on TGV, the guiding voice?
My experience has been uplifted, energized. You have set my day up for gratitude, and also for you have energized me. And thank you for putting such a positive message and interviewing people who can just tell your audience, hey, this is how I did it.
Exactly.
You never get tired of it.
It is like listening directly from the horse's mouth. Amazing.
Yes. So thank you for having this platform, and you are a light for all of us. And your questions were interesting. They weren't only business, but you dived into the energy and the soul of your interviewee.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for all the kind words, and looking forward to hosting you again in the future. And I wish you all the best in everything that you do, Vivienne.
All right. God bless.
God bless. Thank you. All right. Super.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Sure. Bye-bye. So friends, that was our episode with Vivienne Kjono. So before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. If you have enjoyed the conversation and found it useful, request you to share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who would also like TGV, the guiding voice. So spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you have been growing. Now it's time for us to cruise into the trivia segment. Having had amazing conversation with Vivienne Kjono, who has franchised TGI Fridays in Northern Europe, I thought I would present you 3 lesser known and interesting facts about TGI Fridays. You know, the inventor of the appetizer concept, TGI Fridays is credited with popularizing the concept of happy hour and appetizers, paving the way for other casual dining establishments to offer similar menus. And second is a unique decor. Many TGI Fridays locations feature eclectic decor, including vintage memorabilia and unique items collected from local areas, creating a distinctive and personalized atmosphere. And third is, it is a global phenomenon. Although it originated in the New York City in 1965, TGI Fridays has expanded globally with locations in over 60 countries, making it a staple in the casual dining scene worldwide. Alright, so that's it from my side from the trivia perspective. Likewise, if you are aware of any interesting facts about TGI Fridays, or if you have come across any inspiring entrepreneur, do let me know. If you are watching this episode on YouTube, you can comment there, or if you have found this episode on audio platforms or some social media platforms, you can comment there as well. I would love to read what you say. Alright, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. So folks, until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care. Love you all. See you in the next episode with another amazing guest. Bye-bye.